Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And this one's away on EA Sports. Returning it from the 4. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32.
First down and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Right to the air, Burrow. That throw finds Jamar Chase. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Rudy Ford has it.
Our coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
A first carry here for Tony Pollard. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
That's brought in by Calvin Ridley. It's a gain of 22, and it'll give him a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the red zone now. Catch is made in close. And in for the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he'll be out of bounds at the 22-yard line on the return.
At their own 22-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
They go play action on 1st. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Throwing the out route complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that'll be a 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield. Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
They give on. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And they pick it up. Time to push for that marker. And he's brought down for a loss. Ooh, let's give him a second there. Give him a sec. I'm going to imagine his heart's probably going, what, 150, 160 beats per minute right now, Brock, after nearly losing that fumble.
Yep, and it wasn't just a ball he dropped there. It was at least 3 points to...
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown! These guys get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Gay with the point after. And these guys drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Has a man. It's Brown. Gets it ahead. Has about 5 yards. Tyson Campbell, the man on that tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
L'Jarius Sneed with the INT. And he makes the let's go. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. Another score here in this first quarter, Brock, as they continue dominating in this opening frame.
You know what I love here, Kate? This defense is seizing on a sputtering opponent, and they're actively trying not just to defend the lead, but to add to it.
Quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Return coming from the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. After the pick, here's Burrow again. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So now it's gonna be 3rd and long. Burrow out of the shotgun. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a quarterback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys could have a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they're going to take over possession. 1st and 10 from the 41. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
He just didn't quite have the last bit of burst needed to finish it off, but don't be surprised to see them go his way again soon. Give him a chance to earn that touchdown.
And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown! These guys were running away so far, we've got a 27-zip gain. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys grow their lead yet again. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. A big hit there. He's not even going to make it back to the 20. They're out and set. First and 10. Here we go. Burrow setting to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So second down coming up. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Still going inside the 35. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. These guys reach pay dirt for the first time this game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That's the end of one, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Trying to throw here out of the gun. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. An incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Now looking to throw. He's on the move.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that first down.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Looking for a throw here. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jordan Battle with the INT. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return. All right, defense did its job, forced the offense into a 3rd and long, and that, in large part, partner, led to that interception.
Such a dichotomy, Kate, in so many ways. Offensively, we hear all the time what? Stay on schedule, avoid these situations. Defensive coaches, you know what they say, earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right.
And he's in, touchdown! These guys make them pay for turning it over. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Point after, up and good by McPherson. And these guys get it back to a 14-point game.
Visitors 14. Evan McPherson sets the kickoff.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Returnable from the 1. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hand off running left. Pollard. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. He picks up 28 on the play. And that'll give him a 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, it's Pollard. Moving on into the red zone. Launching for the pylon, and he's got it! Touchdown! There's time to chide him about poor tackling later, Brock.
And I probably will.
And you probably will. Coach probably will give him an earful about it as well, but let's not let the missed tackle take away from an excellent effort he had on that run.
Yeah, it really was his effort to force that missed tackle. Okay, I think that's the key, and open the door for that touchdown. As soon as he slipped that stop, his mind was focused on one thing and one thing only, the end zone.
That one right down the middle. Here's Gain out to handle the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. This return makes it up to the 25.
First down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Throwing is Burrow. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
We're at the 2-minute warning of a high-scoring game so far. My goodness. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Play action now. Burrow. Dive in, and he gets his hands underneath for the catch. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And they're going to have a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
The rookie from Texas there on the tackle.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands. And it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing deep for the end zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
He's throwing deep to the left side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He rolls to his right. Finds him on the crossing route. And he'll get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And they'll have first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First and 10, looking to throw. He puts everything behind this one. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing it again here. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. That's caught for the first. And he's out of bounds after getting this to the opposing 45. He picks up 15 on the play. And that gives them the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll throw it again. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. They are throwing it again. On the move, headed right. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, they got real sticky, stayed tight, and forced the throw away.
throwing on 3rd and long. Flush down now to his left. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. He's got it on the bootleg. He finds him beyond the marker. He's got it. That's going to be a 1st and more. And he will take this in. Touchdown. These guys get more points to end a lopsided first half. Tyler Lockett the touchdown. Extra point converted by Gay. And these guys continue piling onto this lead. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27.
First down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
One last play before the break. Ooh, this is going to be a false start on the offense here. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He can run it. He doesn't slide down and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Blitz is there, and he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Brings up second down.
They'll motion to Lockett right. Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in.
You know, Kate, it looked to me like this one, he leaves the pocket, and this is where you're out in the schoolyard, out on the playground, and you're looking for your buddy to find that connection. Unfortunately, receiver QB, they could not find the completion that time.
Third and long for him here. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
A gain of 43
From the gun, they go with Pollard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Trying getting it to Tyler Lockett. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Up the middle, here goes Pollard. And he'll go down shy the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping...
And he gets in, touchdown! These guys grow the lead coming out of halftime. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Gay with the point after. And his guys continue adding on to that lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And they've got a long field ahead, Brock. Got to him early on the return and laid a big hit on him. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Burrow. An alert play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
Pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, and it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception, and that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow again. And they pick him off again! Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he takes this one back for the pick 6! That pick 6 ought to spell the end to any potential comeback we might have seen out of him, Brock. This deficit might be just too much to come back from.
Yeah, if there was any hope left, they sure could have used some points. And they're going to have to get points now in a hurry. That's for an offense who just threw the interception. Heading right back out there, you better flush it fast.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Starting from the 5. And he doesn't make it far at all. They bottle up that return immediately.
Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks it with a really long field ahead.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Burrow setting up the play action. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down.
That throw has got to be the last we've seen of him this contest. I'm just not sure how they leave him in when the defense is clearly all over whatever he's trying to throw. The amount of frustration he is feeling is only going to lead to additional miscues. Please, for the love of God, take this man out.
This is Pollard running left. And he crosses out of bounds, so now we're going to learn who the penalty flag is on. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty, and now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Play action on 1st down. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now it's a bootleg for him. Buying some time right. The throw is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Pass play on 1st and goal. Forced out to his right. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Intended target was Calvin Ridley. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react. And then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
They put a receiver in motion right. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. Touchdown! Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys tack on 7 more to their lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return.
At their own 23-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. L'Jarius Sneed there for the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's been a great time at the stadium for this crowd. Their side has turned this into a blowout as we start the 4th. Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Brown again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. Higgins makes the catch. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, looks like the 30.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Trying for it with Burrow. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Look at Xavier Woods in there to pick it off.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and it's clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
They go play action on 1st. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
A loss of 11. It's 2nd and 21 at the 39-yard line.
Trying again following the sack. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
To the air, 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. These guys continue adding to an insurmountable lead. So we've got a stoppage now. Figured this might be coming. We're going to take another look to see if this was indeed a touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with.
And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. These guys throwing 6-4 on the blowout. Tony, total score of the game. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Extra point converted by Gay. And they'll continue adding to their lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's going to be touched down as that return comes to an end.
First down and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And now it's 2nd down. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Burrow from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Punt team on the field. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. Jukes out a one-stop. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. A nice 15-yard pickup on the return. And they'll get ready to go on offense. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. A give to Spears, running right. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. These guys nearing their 9th win of the season. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They run once more with Spears. Into the 2nd level past the 30. And they'll finally bring him down at the 22. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it sets up 1st down.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Spears trying this straight ahead. And they take him down, but he's able to get this inside the red zone. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
They're going to stay on the ground with Spears. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. These guys are running them out of the building. It's a Tyjae Spears touchdown. Gay with the point after. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
Our home team 77, visitors 14. Matt Gay set to kick off.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30.
Charlie Jones on the return. They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one.